Well, hello everybody, and welcome back then to the final round of this test season in the Foxworth Fantasy League test season. And as you would known from the previous episode, we have quite a championship battle on our hands, as I'm joined once again by Foxworth. How are you today?
Doing fantastic.
Same day as the other two, so I guess the same as you were earlier.
You're breaking the third wall this time.
You remembered it was the third wall, not the fourth wall as well. Perfect. Yeah, I mean, we've hopefully demonstrated how unpredictable this championship will be once we get underway for Season 1 proper. But, yeah, Karen Horner, Lando Norris, and Polecat are the prime suspects for the championship. And then we have the Gentleman Racers, Never Trust Again, and Rally Legends looking like the challengers for the Teams Championship. So, how are we looking going into this one? Where do you think we're going to end up? Who's your favourite? And what kind of racing you think we're going to see here on the oval with these F3s?
I mean, yeah, my favorite going into this has to be Karen Horner. I mean, you got to assume that the person with the biggest points lead is going to be the favorite. And, you know, coming into this, it's going to be a pack race. Daytona is. Everyone's going to be going about the same pace. People in the front of the line could be shuffled out. There's going to be a lot of switching between lines, which could cause wrecks depending on how aggressive the AI is going to be. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting day. I mean, it could be up to anyone at this point, you know. I mean, even if someone qualifies last here, you're going to be within a second of the leader because of the pack racing. So it's not like it's over if you don't qualify well. So it's going to be a very interesting race, and it's going to be constantly moving up and down and being shifted out of line, and people are going to go from last to first and first to last, and we'll just see how the pit sequences work out, and we'll see who comes out on top at the end here.
Yeah, so we're expecting 2 stops in this 35-lap race, and that will be key to seeing if people can get the jump. I would expect about a 3-lap spread as well between the first guy pitting and the second, so we're going to see a much more varied strategy than we've seen in the first 2 races. And yeah, I mean, there's 37 points between 1st and 18th in terms of the points given out for the race itself. And we have just 20 points between 1st and 5th. I guess the 4th and 5th names to mention there in the driver's title are Colin McRae, who had a pretty dismal second race, but obviously won the first one. And then Michael Andretti as well, who came home in 3rd place. I've just shown my desktop there. Don't know what quite happened. Who is around 20 points off. So, you know, if the top 4 or the top 3 don't have a great race, then there's a good chance for Michael Andretti and Colin McRae to still win this. So, yeah, I'm fascinated to see how this is going to turn out. And from the 11 times we have on the board already, 12 times, you can see how close this qualifying is going to be. Just 2 tenths. Obviously, on an oval, it's very, very fine margins to get the best qualifying lap possible. And a toe is going to be worth its weight in gold here, isn't it, Fox?
Absolutely. I mean, this is a track where you can literally have a toe the entire way around. I mean, obviously you're still going to get dirty air in the corners, but it's not really that much of an issue in such a wide track. So you can sit in a slipstream the whole time, and that's going to, you know, that's going to play some games with the fuel usage as well. So we could see some crazy fuel strategies. I know that last time that we were out here, Mario Andretti almost pulled off a 1-stop and nearly won the race that day. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. So we'll see who can get a slipstream here and can work the qualifying magic. But again, the last place you want to be is on pole, ironically, because you can easily get swallowed up here.
Yep, you're going to be punching a hole for the rest of them, aren't you? And you're going to want to be sort of front of the pack, but sort of the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th positions are going to be the prime positions for this race start. And expect these guys to be going 3 to 4 wide 3 or 4 trains. So how does a train work in NASCAR? I guess it's like, well, I say NASCAR, but it's a NASCAR track, so you know what I mean. It's equivalent to sort of picking a lane or hedging your bets on which lane is going to win out over the other, I guess.
So yeah, the whole thing with pack racing comes down to you and the chemistry with your spotter. So obviously there's lanes. In NASCAR races, especially at the beginning of, like the Daytona 500 and stuff, you'll actually see quite a few cars pulling off to the side down the back straight and just letting all the cars go by because they're expecting a big one early on with everyone trying to make up positions and try to get up the field. So you definitely want to be towards the front of the pack or you want to be way off the back of it, even like out of the draft. Because it's really hard to go down a lap around here. I mean, obviously you don't want to lose the draft, but it doesn't matter what the gap is if a yellow comes out. So there's a lot of strategy that comes into this. And yeah, obviously the way that you go up the pack is you got to pick the right lane at the right time. Usually people towards the back will start forming up a line, and then someone in like 4th or 5th in the line will pop out and head up that line, and hopefully the momentum doesn't get killed by them pulling out of the primary line, and they can push their way towards the front. So yeah, it's just all about gamesmanship and strategy and your chemistry with your spotter. So we'll see who masters the oval today.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's Lawrence Stroll out in front at the moment. He's got quite a healthy margin over PewDiePie. Obviously got a toe on that lap. Pulu for the Gentleman Racers is in 3rd. That's great for the Constructors' Championship. Tom Brady is just behind. His strongest qualifying position of the year if he holds that in 4th. Vin Diesel in 5th then. Max Verstappen 6th. Mr. Beast 7th. Andretti 8th. Mario. Richard Burns now pops himself up into 9th place. Jenson Button is P10. Lando Norris P11, currently in the pits. Alonso P12. Zach Brown P13. Michael Andretti 14. Karen Horner 15. McRae 16. Polecat 17. So we've got the 3, as Karen Horner actually pops up into 5th place there. I was going to say that we got the 3 championship contenders line astern, but Karen Horner's managed to pull a lap out there, obviously getting a toe off, that's Michael Andretti, isn't it? Just next to him in the old camel liveried Lotus.
Yeah, indeed. And as you look at the lap times here, it's only 2/10 between the whole field, so it's going to be down to centimeters of difference for the speed here.
Yep, and they're all trying to team up here then, obviously, to try and get the toe and get the best lap time possible. So Mario Andretti out of the championship contenders is currently in the best position in P2. Karen Horner P5. Then we're looking all the way down to P12, Lando Norris. Colin McRae P16 and Polecat P17. So I mean, it's already looking, if this was the grid, like a complete reversal of the championship standings.
Yeah, indeed, and I mean, it could just be some tactics by Mind Polecat yet again in qualifying. He knows that he doesn't have to be on pole here to win, so maybe he's just trying to hang back and miss the first incident, and just make it through the field safely and lap 2.
Yeah, potentially. I'm sure he'd want to be further up than this though, and we have 20 seconds left of qualifying, and he's got nobody around him. He's got no toes, so I can't see him improving here. And, as he proves me wrong, goes up to P11. So that's a better starting position from him.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, even if you're starting from the back, you're only going to be like a second or so away from the leader in these pack races, and people can get shifted out of line. They can go for a move and just lose all momentum and end up at the back of the line too. So we'll see who really, masters the oval.
Yep, Mario Andretti, I think, is the last person on the lap, and is currently slightly up on his time, but only just. But he's got no toes, so I'd be surprised if he can overhaul Lawrence Stroll here, but maybe. And the most unlikely of championship winners in P5, and especially after losing his front wing in race 1, no, he's going to pull into the pits, but it will still be a front row start from him. And I feel like he had enough fuel to finish that lap. I don't know why he didn't. But that will be our grid then, by the look of it. So, quick correction before we get underway for this final race then. I've stupidly miscalculated Mario and Michael Andretti. It's very easy to get them caught up. I hope you can forgive me. They're both called Andretti. You know, that's the closest we've got between the guys on the grid. But it means that Mario Andretti actually got a podium in the second race, as Fox has corrected me, and Michael Andretti was at the back. So it means that the fifth guy joining the championship challenge is actually Pulu, surprisingly. And that means that, Mario and Michael Andretti aren't really in this championship fight, barring an absolute miracle. But, Mario is up there in second, so you never know. It's still mathematically possible. Right, we are off on the formation lap then before we get going here for 35 racing laps around Daytona. So Lawrence Stroll finds himself on pole. Mario Andretti is in P2. Max Verstappen P3. PewDiePie P4. Karen Horner, the current championship leader, in P5. Pulu P6. Those gentlemen racers currently leading the Constructors Championship. Tom Brady is in P7. Vin Diesel P8. Mr. Beast is in P9. Richard Burns P10. Polecat in P11. Got a lot of work to do if he wants a championship here today. P12, Jenson Button. His old teammate at McLaren, Fernando Alonso, is in P13. Lando Norris, Zach Brown, Michael Andretti, Colin McRae, and Lance Stroll round out the grid then. So if we are looking at the championship standings then, so Karen Horner currently favourite in P5, but and then we've got to look back to P11 for the next for Polecat then. As we
Colin McRae, another disappointing qualifying.
Yes,
but again,
I've made the mistake of iracing of not being live, so we are underway. Take us away, Fox, please.
All right, so it looks like a pretty standard start for Lawrence Stroll. He's holding his own. It looks like a couple lines are forming here. PewDiePie is getting boxed out already. He's going to be shuffled back. Oh, it looks like a third line is forming to pick him up here. We got, is that Vin Diesel behind him? And Pulu is pulled out to get on top of that line. And let's see if they can work together and push Pulu up to the lead. Lance Stroll's at the back of that line. Looks like Michael Andretti is making a move as well. Third line is actually becoming more and more popular here. There's just enough space there, but no one takes it.
There's so many position changes I cannot keep track. It's going to be all over the place as we come. It's a fourth line finding.
It's a fourth line forming.
Michael Andretti, that's brave. They should settle back down. So Vin Diesel, the big winner, up 4 in P4. Pulu up 1. Michael Andretti back 8 then. And where are our championship guys then? So Karen Horner is in P6, currently still the leading driver of those guys. Colin McRae, though, has had a blinder, up 7 to P10. And still has the outside shot of this championship then. Polecat has had a disastrous start in P14, but as you said, there's a lot that could still happen here, and a lot of rating to go.
4 wide going into this final turn here.
They must be
Holy
mad.
crap.
And that's
Polecat is going for
the
yeah, he's going for the top line. The top line usually is preferable whenever they go into one line here, but again, the shortest way around the track is the bottom line.
Yeah, we had to try something, right? And he needs to shuffle himself up to the front of that pack, although it's not disastrous at this stage, but he would like to be a bit further forward. Go on.
There's a lot of movement there. It looks like there's almost a massive crash, but everyone collected it up.
Yeah, I mean, we're just waiting for it at this point, right? I feel like it's inevitable, but it's Mario Andretti that has got that middle line rolling and finds himself in second place at the moment, with Vin Diesel just behind. The outside line's not really seeming the preferable at the moment. They need a few more cars to drop out there, right, to make that work.
Yeah, I need a few more cars to help push that line forwards. Actually, Pulu's still making... Looks like he's almost onto the front lane here, but he's kind of... again, kind of stalling out there. Um, I mean, it is the longest way around the track, so of course it's going to be hard to make up ground there. Is that Fernando Alonso joining that back line? Of course, he does have some oval experience with the Indy 500, so maybe that will pay off here.
So I guess the benefit of these lines is how many cars you have in front of you to get the tow, and then you need to be sort of each swapping out position, right? The faster guys behind swapping in front for it to be effective, which they don't really have the space to do when they're free wide.
So
Jenson Button getting caught up in the middle there.
Yeah.
Not sure whether to take the third or the fourth line. He's kind of on his own here.
Yeah, no man's land. They really got to form up that outside line there, otherwise they're going to be left out to dust. But yeah, the way that NASCAR builds up speed is, of course, bump drafting, which is not recommended for open wheel cars. Looks like Pulu has a run somehow.
Is it not?
Yeah, it is not.
I don't know where Pulu is finding that speed. He's got they've all got the skinny rear wing on this time, but yeah, no, he's starting to fall back a bit now, and he's got no support as we're almost 5 wide at the back of the pack there.
Yeah.
So where are our championship contenders then? So Karen is currently in fifth. But crucially, Colin McRae is in 8th, so up 9 positions, and the dark horse that we thought was completely out of it after Long Beach is currently level with that contender. Karen Horner now up to 4th. So there are a lap late updating, obviously, those standings. So where is Karen Horner? So she's in the middle row, isn't she? Just behind Mario. Yep. So
middle row, right behind Mario, yep.
It's working quite well, as Pulu's now found someone to finally slipstream, and it looks like the quarter mile racing team have both decided to come to the outside lane, with Jenson Button joining that train, but yeah, just not enough cars and a bit too much of a gap between the Pulu and Jenson as Pulu tries to make a move around the outside. I feel like that outside row has got the best chance. They just need to be working together in terms of slipstreaming, because they've got the space to do it. Those guys on the inside have got no room to move, right?
Yeah, indeed. It looks like Karen Horner's going for the lead here, but she's probably going to find that very difficult as she's falling down the line.
Yeah, not an advisable move there, and probably a risk she didn't need to take, considering currently leading this championship and the highest standing of those top 5. So a bit risky, but we'll see how that works out.
That line polecat coming up the middle there. I think he's finally making some moves, finding some traction.
Yeah, I mean, let's see what this looks like from on board with Polecat.
Yeah, of course, you're going to be flat out pretty much the whole time. They're obviously kind of doing the throttle so that they don't smack into the car in front, because obviously you're slipstreaming everyone. And you don't want to bump draft in open wheel cars for obvious reasons.
Yeah, exactly, and a lot of this is going to be fuel saving as well, right? So Lawrence Stroll, who's led pretty much from the flag, is going to have the least fuel available, so probably the first to dive in. Some of these guys at the back probably looking to make an alternate strategy and go a lap or two longer, right?
Yeah, exactly. And like we said before, Mario Andretti tried to do that in our first test season. And yeah, he didn't quite make it on one stop, but oof.
Pulu and Jenson Button, and Vin Diesel even. Very close together.
So that Lance Stroll. Yeah, that's Lance Stroll coming towards the front from starting from the very back.
Yeah, he's up 11 positions along with Colin McRae, who is now actually ahead of his championship rival, and Polecat's moved ahead of Horner as well, but I think from what you've seen... Go on.
That's Polecat right behind Mario Andretti, so right where Karen Horner came out of.
Yeah, absolutely. So that outside run, which Karen Horner's still sticking on, is shuffling her back in the pack, and is not what she wants if she wants to win this championship here.
But that top line is finally formed up. Let's see if they can hold on to it here.
Yeah, so that is the Lance Stroll you were talking about there in...
Polecat's making a move.
Yep, so he's got himself out in front of Lance Stroll. And is making a move for the front here. And all of a sudden this championship changes again. This is why it was a good idea to have the oval as the final race of the championship because anything could happen here as
Ooh, Lawrence Stroll
does pit them. So he's led from start to finish. Everyone else happy to let him lead the way, but this is the penalty he pays for doing that then, is to be the first into the pits. And,
let's see what's happening over on the pack here. See if anyone else is going to dive for the pits. Max Verstappen is now taking that spot. Mario Andretti should almost be out of fuel. I wonder if there's going to be a catastrophe trying to get over to get into the pits here.
Right? Yeah.
Because his AI is going to be telling him to pit, but if there's no way to get over, then what's going to happen?
There's currently 16 other rampant F3s in the way for making that dive in. Yeah, no, you're right.
So we'll see which one's out. He might run out of fuel and cause a pileup anyways.
You'd hope they've judged it right, but we will see as we come to pit entry once again then. And, oh no, we've got one more corner before we get to that.
No, it was a pit entry.
Oh, it was. So that's how bad Lawrence Stroll suffered then.
I mean, Mario Andretti should have had the same issues, though, since he was punching a hole through the air, too. So, just very curious strategy from Lawrence Stroll here.
Yeah, he's currently on his own with nobody in tow, so that'll be hurting him.
Exactly, yeah. There's no way he's going to retain the lead now. This pack is moving at a much quicker pace, but everything could change if Mario Andretti runs out of fuel and takes out half the field.
Yeah, I was expecting pit stops around 15 laps, so that was hugely earlier than anybody else. So I would almost say that was a problem. But Max Verstappen is the next to come in then. Interesting. It's the guy that's in the lead each time that is having to make that stop.
Yeah, I wonder if there is a difference, but there shouldn't be a difference. In fact,
between the inside and outside. No, you're right.
The person on the inside should be using the less, because they're technically going the shortest distance.
Well, all these guys have a pit strategy on 100, which means the most optimistic possible pit strategy. So maybe.
Oh, looks like Mario Andretti might be out of fuel.
He's slowed right down, and he's affected those behind. Yeah, no, you're right. Let's go on board with him and see what's happening. He is out of fuel. No, you're quite right. And that,
so who managed to
that
break
has
away?
opened this race completely. So it's Richard Burns, Lando Norris, PewDiePie, and Tom Brady are the four that got away there. As Richard Burns now comes into the pits then. So it's these three that broken away. PewDiePie, Lando Norris, and Tom Brady. Lando Norris, of course, is currently lying third in this championship. So this is massive for him.
Indeed.
Let's have a little look back then. So Mr. Beast is there. We've got a lot of activity in the pits now then.
Definitely. Looks like Colin McRae gets right behind Richard Burns here, so that is good for their constructors. Polecat's right behind Colin McRae, and Karen Horner's awful pit stop. Obviously, the out of gas Mario Andretti was not good. Is Mario Andretti actually make it to the pits? Oh my god!
So who's stuck? He's out of fuel, and they don't know what to do.
Fernando Alonso,
Lance Stroll,
and Michael Andretti.
Oh, Alonso.
Oh my gosh! Oh gosh!
He's getting a little impatient there.
Where's he going? Where are you going? What?
I don't know.
That has to be a penalty.
It's all good. It's all good in love and war. Mario Andretti is out now, I think.
I think he's towed.
I don't know. I think there's loads of people. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to get on board. There we go. So this is. I genuinely don't know what's happened there. We can have a look a little bit later on. This is PewDiePie coming back out the pits. He's currently in net lead. Tom Brady is back out, and these guys behind are going to have a big overspeed. PewDiePie has a massive lead here. Or he's out of fuel. He's out of fuel.
He's out of fuel. Oh, no.
Oh, the strategy team have not worked that out well. And he will slowly be overtaken by Max Verstappen, who is now in the net lead of this race then. There he is. Is he going to make it? Probably not by the look of it. No, he's
No,
come to a halt. And
He's done.
I don't know why he's turning the wheel, mate. You've got no fuel. You're not gonna make it from there. You've got to think that's full course yellow, but apparently not.
Apparently not.
Right. Everybody who has made a stop has made a stop then. And we've got a leading group of 4 then. So we've got Max Verstappen, Colin McRae, Tom Brady and Richard Burns. This is great for the Rally Legends in terms of the Constructors' Championship. Both of them have launched themselves up. Colin McRae, did you think we'd be talking about him in this championship battle? Coming into this final race, he's up 15 positions in second.
I mean, I knew that there was a chance anything could happen, but yeah, I didn't realize how crucial Mario Andretti's fuel strategy would be to the rest of the field.
He's still
This has
there.
blown the race
He's still
wide
there.
open.
I don't know. What are you doing, son? Go back to YouTube. It's not working. Oh, now I think he has completely clocked out fuel and hopefully he will be taken off track now. So, where do we find? So, Karen Horner is back in this group with Pulu and Vin Diesel in 10th. Second place pole cat in the championship is P7, but very isolated. Nobody in the tow. And Lando Norris... Oh, something's happened there. Because Lando Norris was up with... Oh, no, he wasn't. He's just behind his front 4, wasn't it? It's Max Verstappen that's up there.
Yes. And what do you think the points as they run? Is Colin McRae doing enough? Can you do some quick maths here?
Oh God. Keep commentating, and I'll see what I can do.
All right. So as you can see, we got Max Verstappen in the lead. He's going to be punching that hole in the air. So he's probably going to have to pull off for fuel before all the rest of these guys. Colin McRae is in that second line there. The unfortunate part for Lando Norris and Karen Horner and Mine Polecat is going to be that they have drafting help up here, and it's the Rally Legends that are working together very well.
So I think it's Polecat who is in the lead currently then by about 2 points over Colin McRae, and then Karen Horner's 1 point behind.
Okay.
So I mean, and that's my quick maths, so it could be either way around as well. But I think Polecat in 7th is just about holding on to the championship lead at the moment from Colin McRae, and then I haven't taken Lando Norris into consideration. Hang on. Where is Lando? Lando's 5th. Lando Norris is 1 or 2 points behind the back of that, so it's there's 5 or 6 points covering the top 5 at the moment. That is how close it is.
This is a dream scenario here, and of course Colin McRae could get the lead here. Maybe he's kind of holding back. We've got a whole nother stop to go. We could have another blunder on fuel strategy from any one of these contenders here. So we'll have to see. Polecat is all by himself, so he's going to have no drafting help. So he's going to be punching a hole through the air for himself. As Karen Horner... See, if I was never trust again team principal, I'd be telling Zach Brown to help out Karen Horner and bring her towards the front here.
Yeah, it's what she needs. I mean, she's got a pack to work with, but currently 6 seconds behind the race lead, so it's going to need a lot of help here. a lot of help.
Indeed, yeah.
We've got a lot of wild cards in then. So Fernando Alonso's back out. Michael Andretti's made it back to the pits, but not back out again yet. Mario's back out after that fuel stop, and as is PewDiePie, but they're a couple laps down and just sort of wild cards at the moment as to might be people, as that's Michael Andretti pitting. Interesting.
Yeah, so he might be able
Oh, he's
to make
coming
it
back
in.
out, sorry.
Coming back out, yeah. So he might be able to make it to the end, but I don't know. But any one of these top 4 could make a move for the win here. Not the championship-wise, obviously, but...
Well, crucially, I think this is Rally Legends. If they finish as they are, they're going to take the Constructors' Championship currently in 2nd and 4th. They were P3 in the Constructors. Never Trust Again and Gentleman Racers were the only 2 ahead of them, and they're looking like scoring a lot less points. But again, I don't know till we work it out. It's that close.
This is just a 3-race season. I can't imagine a longer season, how close things can get and how quickly things can change.
Well, that's it, and that's going to be the unpredictability that you guys are going to get to experience entering your own team. We're looking at sort of a 10 to 12 race calendar potentially for the first one, with double the amount of cars as this. Don't forget, we're aiming for a 40 car grid, which is going to make it even more exciting. So Lawrence Stroll and Lando Norris, they need to work together here, but a group of 2 working against a group of 4 is never really going to work, right? As Max Verstappen makes an early stop then. So he made an early stop the first time round, and he should get to the end, but that's very early.
No, I don't think he is. He might have to. He either is going to have to save fuel or he's going to have to pit again.
Well, I think these fuel tanks will go around about 15 laps, or they should do. As who's that in behind? So that's Lawrence Stroll, who was running with who was it? That was the car that was behind for the championship. It was Polecat. No, it wasn't I don't know. I don't know what's going on, Fox. It's all over the place.
3 wide here. So it looks like Richard Burns no longer wants to work with his teammate Colin McRae here. Tom Brady is taking the lead here of the race. See if anyone tries to go for the pits here. Looks like not this time around.
Well, these guys have had pretty much the biggest pack in the grid at the moment, so they've been slipstreaming and working together pretty well. As we've got Polecat coming into the pits then, followed by Zach Brown, Karen Horner, and Jenson Button. Let's see, because this is quite crucial. Karen Horner and Polecat are 1st and 2nd in the championship, but on the current standings it's Colin McRae, but Polecat gets out comfortably ahead then. But crucially has Zach Brown for company now, so Polecat was isolated, but now has a slipstream buddy as I think that's Mario Andretti a lap down comes past with Lawrence Stroll. So let's go back to the head of the race then, these 3.
Looks like all 3 of them are going to be coming down here. No? No.
No, they're not. Lando Norris does, though, from 4th. And then we got Mr. Beast. I presume hasn't stopped. And then we've got Pulu, Vin Diesel. So, when will these 3 pit? It's quite a change in pit strategies here. It's definitely not the 1 lap difference we've seen in the previous 2 rounds. It's 5 or 6 by this point between the first guys that pitted and the last. First car that pitted was Max Verstappen, who is currently in 8th position then.
And he's coming out right in front of his teammate Lando Norris.
Yep, quite comfortably as well, so that early stop has worked. And these 3 are
and
looking...
all 3.
Oh! Thought they were.
Bully Tom Brady out there.
I think he just got...
Crucial.
Yeah. I mean, the 2 Rally Legends team guys obviously were able to work together there, and they just seem to muscle Tom Brady out.
That is crucial for their championship hopes right now.
And it means that Mr. Beast is in the lead, still not stopping.
Yeah, Michael Andretti is a lap down.
We just need to work out where we are here. If we can get a better view of these guys coming back out.
Tom Brady didn't jump them both.
No, so that's what I mean. The 2 Rally Legends guys forced him out on pit entry. And it's allowed Colin McRae to get quite a jump here. Max Verstappen is the first that's pitted that's coming out then, who was with this group originally.
And he's like up to speed already, so he's definitely going to catch Colin McRae. But whether or not he passes him is another question. But he has that slipstream.
Yep, so you should catch him by the end of this lap, although Tom Brady's already got into the slipstream. Zach Brown and Polecat working together here. Polecat's finally got a teammate and a slipstream available to him, and that's Lawrence Stroll ahead. We've got a group of 3 behind: Pulu, Karen Horner and Vin Diesel. Then Jenson Button, Lance Stroll as Tom Brady now working with Max Verstappen then. So, take a breath. They should have been the final stops for most of the cars, and let's have a look at the order.
Mr. Beast has to pit still.
Oh, no, you're quite right, yeah. He's out in front by 19 seconds.
And he can't pit. Oh, there we go. Okay, he just backed off a little bit.
So I think it'll be quite a way down.
Yeah.
So let's watch Mr. Beast through the pit stops and see where he comes back out, and then we can read through the order as to where we are for these final 8 laps. And I have no idea how this championship is going to turn out, let alone the race.
Gonna have to do some quick maths following the end of this race here and announce the winner.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it looks like Mine Polecat is going to get around Mr. Beast here, which is going to put him up into 8th place. Needs to get past Zach Brown here. Zach Brown, of course, is going to be trying to hold on to this position for his championship contending teammate Karen Horner. So we'll have to see between these two who's going to pull out the... Oh, that's Mr. Beast right in front of this pack. It's going to slow it down. Is it going to be able to slingshot? Oh, Pulu. Holy crap. That was close there.
Very late move, but made it work. And you can't afford to lose any momentum around here, and he certainly didn't. He needs to use this pack of 4, get up with Polecat, and help his teammate here. Because those guys are currently in with a good shot of the constructors as well, although with Rally Legends performing as well as they have, I feel it quite unlikely, but I literally don't know at this point.
Absolutely,
right.
Yeah.
So it's Colin McRae out in front by 1.5 seconds from Max Verstappen, Tom Brady in P3, and then we've got a group of 2 of Richard Burns and Lando Norris working together. Lawrence Stroll a little isolated in P6. We've got Zach Brown in P7 alongside Polecat. Then we've got Mr. Beast, Pulu, Vin Diesel and Karen Horner with the biggest pack on the track, but whether they can make it work over these last 7 laps to make up some ground will all depend on how well they work together. Then we've got Jenson Button back there in 13th, Lance Stroll 14th, Alonso 15th, Michael Andretti 16th, Mario Andretti 17th. It's not been a great race or a season for Andretti Legacy, and then PewDiePie after that fuel issue. And the steering wheel twitching is down in 18th, a couple of laps down. So Colin McRae comfortably out in front. And
I don't believe you changed their AI. I feel like you've maxed out Colin McRae. He's winning 2 races this season, which is what he did the last test season that we did.
We have literally gone through the AI settings. You've seen them just before this race. They are all equal. This is luck of the draw. I mean, you could run the same 3 races again, and he might finish last in all of them. You just don't know. To be fair,
shocked.
He started P17 in this.
Yeah, I know.
So, wow. So we've got 5 laps to go then. Karen Horner is in this pack of 4. They're running in the 53 threes. They're running about a tenth quicker than those guys ahead of them in this pack of 4, but I don't think it's going to be enough. But we'll wait and see. They do seem to be getting closer.
Michael Andretti's about to break up that pack. I don't know if there's about to be an incident.
Yeah, so Michael Andretti a lap down.
There we go, yeah. Mr. B's got caught up. But Karen Horner's going for a move on Pulu there.
Yeah, moving to the outside with Vin Diesel in tow.
They really need to do some bump drafting, but again, AI doesn't bump draft.
Well, 53.2 the last time around for Karen Horner. Currently the quickest car on track, so it is working. No matter how much chaos it looks like it's causing, it is bringing the pace with it. But, I mean, 2 tenths a lap, it's not going to be enough to catch these guys out front, is it? With only 4 laps to go now.
No, yeah, it's another domination by Colin McRae. I just can't believe it. We'll have to work out the championship standings, but I think he seals it with that. 2 wins and a 17th?
Yeah, 2 wins and a 17th.
Oh, is that Max Verstappen pulling off?
Yep, so Max was the first to pit of those front guys, so obviously they've
Does
not
that mean that
worked
there's
out
another
the best route.
stop?
Potentially. It means it's a lot closer than we think.
I mean, with Max Verstappen out of the way, I think that might put mine Polecat into the championship position.
Oh, I just don't know, mate. I don't know. You say that, but Karen Horner's only like 4 places behind, so... And they're in this
And
pack.
they're catching, yeah, they're catching the pack too. Vin Diesel needs to get back in line.
Lawrence Stroll and Lawrence Stroll also took that opportunity to pit.
I don't know if they're going to make it on fuel. I think there might be another stop.
I think you might be right. They went so quick at the early stages of this race that, especially now they're not in one massive pack as well.
Zach Brown's pulling off.
He is. Yep. Zach Brown is in. Polecat continues. And look who this is in this pack. Karen Horner. Polecat's all alone. He has no help, no slipstream. And he's going to be gobbled up here, surely.
Absolutely he will be. I just, yeah. Hopefully his teammate doesn't try to make a move on him and helps him regain momentum here.
So Jensen Button pitting as well. So these front 3 are still strung out. And then we've got Richard Burns and Lando Norris that are working together.
Dark horse, Lando Norris might save enough fuel there and not have to pit.
I mean, Lando Norris is currently 3rd in the championship. We haven't talked about
That's
him
what I'm
much,
saying,
but
yeah.
he's got every chance of winning this. But it's all about this group. And whether... So Polecat
And
pits.
Polecat's going in. So that is probably his day done.
Depends. We got 2 laps left. Will these guys have to pit? They're in the biggest groups. They've got the best chance. So McRae hasn't pitted. Brady hasn't. Burns hasn't. Norris hasn't. Then it's this group. Then it's Polecat in the pits. Verstappen will comfortably pass him, I think.
Yeah, I think so as well.
And you're right, he's going to lose a lot of positions here. And it all depends on whether this group have to pit them. So with McRae that passes here, and if he doesn't pit here, then he will be able to go to the finish. He does.
He's pitting.
McRae pits. Brady pits.
Norris is not pitting.
You're right, he saved the fuel. And what about this next group?
Not pitting. Do they have the fuel? One final lap.
I don't
4
know.
turns. Lando Norris, will he be the youngest?
No, because
fantasy-
look who's second. Or second
Oh.
or third is Karen Horner. So Horner needs to get to the front of this pack.
Horner's slowing. Horner's slowing. Is she out of fuel? She's
Yes.
out of fuel.
She
She's
is.
out of fuel. Oh
Can you
no!
believe this?
Oh no! Lando Norris is.
He's going to
Oh my
take the
gosh.
championship. I think. I don't know.
Oh no!
We've got all sorts of things going on here. I mean, will
Lando
Lando Norris
Norris-
have enough?
I think he's slowing, but I think he has enough momentum to make it across the line.
He does.
He
Lando
wins.
Norris wins.
Oh no!
Mr. Beast, Vin Diesel, and Karen Horner. Oh, just make
Oh
it to the
my
finish.
gosh.
And look who's this behind. It's Colin McRae.
Oh great!
There's Horner on the left.
Oh my gosh!
He will make it past, and he will finish P4. Karen Horner, it's all about when she crosses the line here. They're all going past.
They're
And the
all
line's not
going.
till there. Polecat also makes it past.
think it might be Lando Norris.
Horner hasn't. She's not finished. She's not finished.
Oh no! And she's out of fuel.
She's doing the patented PewDiePie crab wiggle, but you can see the line over there on the right.
No! Oh, what a finish! Or what a not finish!
Oh, can you believe it? And I think we'll have to work it out because Colin McRae is P4, although he was behind it. Gives Karen Horner a little nudge there.
Oh my goodness!
She's trying to just get out and push the car. You'd finish. The thing is, she's 13th, but
I don't know.
Lance Stroll was a lap down. Alonso was a lap down. Andretti a lap down. PewDiePie a lap down, and Mario Andretti a lap down. So she's still 13th. If she can finish.
Everyone's hitting her car.
Well, no, she's finished because she completed the lap before. So
yeah, she finishes 13th. Yeah. So
wow.
We're gonna have to do some tabulations, and we'll be right back with the results.
So this is where it happened. We're on board with Fernando Alonso, and it's Mario Andretti ahead that we're going to see slowing. It's disastrous. And Alonso, I mean, why didn't Alonso go round? And crucially, who's behind? Karen Horner.
Karen Horner.
That could have been the championship for her, and Polecat going around the outside there. And he's going to come to almost a complete stop. Pulu finding his way round.
Mario Andretti's trying to get off the track, and Alonso's just getting stuck.
Well, these guys have to pit as well this lap, so that's maybe what they're wondering about. But just step on the accelerator, Alonso, please. This is kind of the limitations of this OI, but this is what makes it so unpredictable. But it's what Alonso's going to do next that interests me. Talk us through this, Fox.
So yeah, coming to the pit here, Mario Andretti is on fumes, and then as you see in a couple seconds here, is going to be completely out of gas, as his wheels are just slowly stopping and coming to a complete and utter halt. So now he's doing the PewDiePie patented out of fuel dance, and so. Just a huge lineup here.
Alonso's getting completely... Now, here's what I don't understand. Something in his brain has gone, I must get back out on the track. Into oncoming traffic. And then thinks, oh no, I'm meant to be pitting. So he makes his way back across into the pit lane. And there we go.
So yeah, he got kicked out of the pit lane, which his AI went, oh geez, I'm out of the pit lane. But then his AI was like, I have no fuel. I need to get to the pit lane. So,
just
very conflicting.
Unbelievable stuff. Right. Let's get those points totted up then and see how the championship from this first test season has ended up.
So here we are. The final results. Very tight race. Very tight championship. It looks like Lando Norris comes out on top with a second place and a first place. So very, very good, very close. We had a tie in the teams championship between Babyface Racing and Rally Legends. Looks like they were so we went on countback here. They were tied on first places, and then it went down to Lando Norris having a second place. So, and then 2 through 3 is separated by 1 point. That has flashbacks to 2007 Brazil.
I mean, it was that close. I mean, I've got these. I didn't even consider countbacks for the other guys that have tied on points. It's actually Colin McRae in first there, but I mean, it just goes to show how unpredictable this will be. Yeah, Lando Norris actually quite comfortably in the end, with the second place Long Beach and then the win at Daytona. But yeah, Karen Horner, Colin McRae and Polecat, 101 and 100 points respectively. a tie in the constructors, but yeah, that second place for Lando Norris has edged them the constructors championship. Gentlemen racers were only 5 points off. That's just a couple more positions for Polecat, and it could have been very, very different in the constructors. But I mean, the top 4 in the constructors, there's 12 points between them. Mr. Beast and Richard Burns level on points in 5th and 6th. Yeah, wow. It's
Mr. Beast came in second. I don't even remember that. I was just freaking out.
Yep, he was in that front pack and came home in second with McRae third, and then Richard Burns fourth, and that was what we thought would do it for the Rally Legends. But of course, Lando Norris won, and Max Verstappen was, I think, 5th or 6th. So, despite a very poor season for Max Verstappen, he actually, that final race was enough for them to get the constructors. Absolute madness. I mean, if this doesn't get your appetite whet for this season, that you guys will be able to compete in with your own teams and your own drivers, then I don't know what will. It's we had no idea at the finish, and I'm sure you guys didn't now. And now that we see the results, you see how close it is. But what are your thoughts on those 3 races we've had and this test season ahead of season 1 for real?
I don't think Karen Horner would have actually won if she didn't run out of fuel. I think it would have been 1 point between her and Lando Norris if she stayed in 3rd.
Yeah, I think he did enough, didn't he?
That is insane. I've never seen a crazier finish to a championship in any other form of racing ever. I mean, like, there's been a couple close championships over 50 plus seasons or 70 seasons of Formula One, obviously, but like, we did 3 races, one little test season, and already we had a dramatic finish.
Yep, absolutely. So it's over to you guys now. So the sign-ups would have been active through these first 3 videos being posted of this test season. So hopefully you guys are all signed up already. If you haven't and you're just tuning in for the final race of this season, then head over to the link below or the Foxworth Discord to get your team signed up. Actually, no, it'll be a Google form, won't it? We've agreed. So there'll be the Google form in the description for you guys to sign up your teams. Don't forget to link the liveries from Trading Paints for your team. Try and make them a coherent sort of theme throughout your team, which will help us commentate and create the narrative throughout the season. And as you would have already seen from the sign up, there'll be a total prize pool of £100 split between the constructors, drivers, and the top 3 in each for the first season, put up by us. So, put up by us. And yeah, look forward to season 1 starting in anger. As Fox said, if this is what we see over 3 races, imagine what we'll see with a 40-car grid over 10 to 12 races. It's going to be pretty epic to watch.
Indeed, I can't wait. And I mean, maybe I need to bring Andretti Legacy into the full league, get some redemption there. But I don't know. Karen Horner is a pretty tempting choice of driver.
I was going to say, do you? They are literally bottom of the Constructors' Championship.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe they need a little redemption. Bring them into the main league, but I don't know. Maybe we can get Karen Horner out there and Landa Norris. I don't know. Get a female led fantasy team and see how they do.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's where you guys can create the narrative. We will be tracking the stats of each driver and each team throughout the different seasons if we manage to do them and there's interest enough, and those drivers can be taken into different series. There's the opportunity to do GT racing, multi-class racing, endurance racing, and this NASCAR, but you can keep the same team and drivers and have their stats tracked across. So obviously these stats will not be tracked because it's just the test season, But yeah, you guys get signing up, get involved, and hopefully you're as excited about the prospects of season 1 and a 40 car grid as we are. So my voice is pretty much dead at this point as we have recorded all of these back to back, but hopefully you guys have enjoyed the commentating from myself and Foxworth, and yeah, look forward to the start of season 1 in a week's time. So thank you very much, and we will see you guys very soon.